Greetings, all you magic users out there. What you doing fighting Saiyans? I'm Deuce Disden, coming at you with another Dragon Ball Super chapter review. This time it's the super late chapter 45, titled Moro's Magic. So we have a major throwdown between Moro and Vegeta. And they honestly kind of just start elaborating what they know about each other back and forth, mainly about what Moro can do specifically. And that's just the fact that they're questioning exactly what Moro's abilities are. Goku elaborates that he knows that his ability is to absorb energy, and they know that he was trying to do that with the Namekian kid, so it's just like, Moro's kind of impressed. It's just like, I thought you were a bunch of dumb monkeys, but no, you're actually pretty smart. Although what I was about to use is a different variation of that technique. And then we have the dude, oh god, what was his name, like Raspberry or something? Just observing, just be like, man, what's Vegeta doing here? What's going on? I don't understand. He must have that weird, he must be about to use that weird technique that helped us break out of prisoners and all that. And then we shift back to Jaco talking to the one, elite patrolman about Moro's various abilities and how he's able to utilize his energy draining techniques. And we come to find out that Moro is actually able to tap in to the energy of the planet itself and causes energy to just start erupting out of the planet, and uses that to attack Vegeta in his Super Saiyan God form. So all Vegeta can do at this point is just dodge these attacks as best he can. And because of this ability, Moro is able to use the power of the planet Namek until the point where it just stops existing, honestly. So it's just this unlimited battle potential. And even after a certain point, he starts using what looks to be magma, honestly. And I know I heard a lot of people going on about the fact that they're just like, oh, well, if they're able to survive in the vacuum and survive energy blasts that can destroy planets, wouldn't magma not affect them? And I don't feel that's quite true because, we see that, Goku can still be burned if he comes into direct contact with lava. We saw that on Namek. And I don't feel that that's completely true. If you keep your energy up to a certain degree, you can block against it, but, it's still very dangerous. You still have to concentrate a lot in order to do that. Although something about what we find out later kind of, makes this question a little bit more dubious. But it starts to look like Moro has a bit of the upper hand in this battle, and Vegeta just can't seem to get in close enough to really do enough damage, because every time he gets in close, Moro just erects a blast shield in front of him, or uses some kind of energy from the planet to just go on the offensive. So it seems like an almost impenetrable defense and offense. And it even gets to the point where Goku kind of starts questioning Vegeta, just like, do you want to switch there, buddy? And Vegeta's just like, no, just sit there and watch. Don't be a little shit. And so with this fight going in Moro's favor, Vegeta starts to kind of ask Moro certain questions, and Moro's just like, oh, of course I'll tell you. I haven't really talked to anyone in a millennia. Why not? You're about to die anyway. And Vegeta questions just how much of this technique he can use, and, Moro explains it's just like, I can use it until the planet's done, and the fact that Vegeta starts to question, He even goes as far as to say he doesn't have any more greater power-ups than Super Saiyan God. So you immediately realize, and even Goku realizes, that Vegeta is playing an angle here. He's trying to deceive Moro to get more of the information as to what exactly Moro's plan is here. And Moro just takes it in, it's that villain posturing, basically. It's just like, oh, you admitted defeat already? How pitiful. And so he just starts answering all of Vegeta's questions. It's just like, hey, man, you're pretty pathetic for a galactic patrolman. But you seem to be pretty well informed about this planet, so maybe you might know a thing or two about what I'm looking for. I'm looking for these thing called Dragon Balls. And Vegeta's just like, of course you are, because that's what everyone's about. So he's just like, hey, tell me where they are and I just might spare your life. And Vegeta's like, yeah, got no clue, buddy. So Moro goes in for the kill. But Vegeta continues to just hold off Moro's attacks, and once Moro starts to feel like he's really gotten the upper hand on Vegeta, in this big struggle, this almost energy struggle, Vegeta starts to say, it's just like, well, aren't you powerful enough already? Isn't this enough? Moro's just like, no, this is nothing compared to when I was at my peak. So it lets you know that this is a situation similar to like King Piccolo or Lord Slug or even Mechikabura in the recent Dragon Ball Heroes series. Well, the actual promotional stuff, where Mechikabura was this ancient god of demons and who aged after a certain point, and he wanted to regress into his prime so that he might be a better combatant, because nothing was better than when he was in his prime. And wishing for immortality wouldn't work, because it's just like, then you'd be immortally old. So wish yourself into your prime, and there you go, all the power you could ever want. And he even goes on to say, if I had my original power, I could have just devoured you in this entire planet within just an instant. But Moro's just like, at this point, I'm not really capable of that. And after being locked up for all this time, I'm just weak as all shit. This is about all I can muster. And so realizing that, Vegeta's just like, oh, so you are just a piece of trash. The Galactic Patrolmen were right on the money. You're garbage. You don't deserve to live, and you'll just wreak havoc if you manage to achieve your objectives. And once he realizes that, Vegeta switches over to Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue. And he just starts unleashing his power onto Moro. And Moro's just like, you were hiding your power? And Vegeta tells him, it's just like, yeah, you should always hide your true intention. Which is a good point, It actually gets your opponent to kind of start letting their guard down, so they're not quite sure what to expect from you, and you have the potential to get the upper hand on them. In that sense, it's not a bad tactic to slowly ramp up as you go along, but in certain situations it's just like that could kind of backfire on you. And even Goku's kind of impressed that he would allow Moro to get the upper hand just to get enough information from Moro to see what he's fully capable of. And when Moro goes in on another tirade of attacks, Vegeta just starts easily dodging all of it. Whereas Super Saiyan God wasn't able to do the job, Super Saiyan Blue is just readily able to just completely dominate Moro here. And everything that Moro can send at him, Vegeta just dodges like nobody's business. And it honestly starts to look like Vegeta's having fun with him at this point. He delivers a very decisive kick to Moro's midsection and sends him plummeting into the water. Cranberry, whatever the hell his name is, it's just like, oh my god, looks like I might end up going back to jail. And he starts to beat feet. He just, revs up the engine on their ship, and he gets gets the hell up out of there. Meanwhile, when Vegeta powers down because he thinks Moro's done for, Goku kind of notices something. It's just like, why did Vegeta power down like that? And then he starts to notice the trees around him start to wither, and then he feels something with him like, wait, something's not right. And when Moro emerges from the water, well, Vegeta starts to kind of glow. It's just like, you were nothing. At this point I can finish you off easily, and you're not going to be eating this planet. I feel enough guilt about the whole place, so nothing else will befall these people. But Goku tries to warn Vegeta against, going after Moro, because it's just like, something's not right. And then they notice that, Cranberry, Raspberry, whatever, is flying past. They're a little distracted by the ship going, and Moro uses this moment to just unleash a volley of attacks upon them. He managed to retreat, sucks up all this energy from the planet, and you even start to see some of the nearby Namekian people start to kind of pass out, like he's just forcing a spirit bomb to go. And then Moro compresses the energy and consumes it and energizes from it to a more advanced power. And then Moro takes this opportunity to pull Cranberry back down, saying like, yeah, just sit there, Sonny, sit there and watch a minute. I'm not gonna lose. And Cranberry's just like, yeah, man, whatever the fuck you say, bro. And, so Vegeta is still just like, yeah, no, what? This is probably why Maris was so deliberate on capturing you as soon as possible, because if you're just allowed to just roam around, you'll just keep consuming energy and powering back up more and more. So I should probably end this now. So he gets ready to just power up into his blue form, and then nothing comes out. And Goku's just like, what are you doing, man? Power up, take him down, turn into blue. And Vegeta's just like, yeah, oh, okay, I'll do that. So he tries to power up again, and nothing. And then Jaco's just like, wait, so he can't just absorb energy from a planet, he can absorb it from the life forms there as well? Then Goku and Vegeta would have easily gotten weaker as he gets stronger. And Maris is just like, yeah, exactly. I wasn't expecting them to just go in half-cocked. I was hoping they'd listen to me, get to that point, but, Maris, you should have led with that, so they would have gone in prepared. But then again, I doubt Goku and Vegeta would have fully listened as well. So Vegeta does not have the energy required to unlock his higher forms. And Moro, geez, so many M names just floating around in my name, Maris and Moro. Moro goes on the offensive and just slams Vegeta's head into this rock full sail and sends him flying, because not only does he have the power of the planet itself, he has Goku and Vegeta's power. And he just throws Vegeta's comment right back in his face. As being like, yeah, I took your energy. Because didn't you say it yourself? You should always hide your true intentions. Oof, so devious, I love it. I love this goat man. Man, it's just fun, a villain who has this altering way of attacking. It's just so interesting, because when you had Vegeta first show up on Earth, it's just like, his abilities were interesting because he had the Grade 8 form and all that good stuff, so that was interesting. And then you had Frieza with his very different transformation and forms, which he never trained for. He actually had to limit it himself in order to actually not just crush everything around him. And then you got to Cell, who had the thing of absorbing people and draining them of their energy and just being this amalgam of all these different fighters. And then you had Majin Buu, who would absorb people and then take on the properties and their attacks, abilities, and powers. So And then we just kind of teetered off until we got to Beerus, who was interesting just because he was just so indomitably powerful and could disintegrate you with a touch. Like his sheer power of destruction was just so overwhelming. And he wasn't big and bulky and brutish. He was very slim and svelte. It just, the way he fought was just so interesting. And then you got to merge Zamasu and Goku Black, who was interesting just because it was this merging of Goku and this Kai, and you never seen a Kai just go evil like that. That's what made that fascinating. And Jiren's whole thing was just power, just unfathomable power. Even when it came to Beerus, it's just like, Beerus seemed powerful just in a different sense than with Jiren. Beerus was one thing, and Jiren is another, because he was just so bulky and brutish and beefy, dummy thick, and a clap of his ass cheeks would just destroy planets and shit. I don't know even where I'm going with this anymore. And then you had Broly, again, just another brawler, a bruiser, just got so much more powerful as he fought, and that was the thing that kind of, made him interesting, just because he got so much more powerful within such a short span of time. So it just kind of teetered into they're strong, they're strong, they're strong. Even with Golden Frieza, it's just, he's strong. There's nothing interesting about the way he fights. But with Mora, it's just like, I absorb your energy, take it as my own, and use it to whoop your ass. And, that's the thing that really gets you. It's just like, yeah, that's actually a good explanation as to why he'd be so much more powerful than Goku and Vegeta, because he's taking their energy. Like, if Goku and Vegeta are super strong, then it's just like, then Moro is super strong by proxy, because he's absorbing their energy. It's just like, you gotta take him down quick, fast, and in a hurry with as much overwhelming power as you can before he has the chance to power up. And ultimately, while Vegeta had a good strategy in learning exactly what Moro was after, the fact that he didn't finish him off immediately just ended up backfiring on Vegeta. It could have been Vegeta or Goku to do this. Honestly, their bravado, their pride, their need to just prolong attacks, it makes Moro the worst possible opponent for them, because they love to stall out a battle. So it's just so fascinating. I'm loving Moro so much. Just such a interesting opponent, and I'm just interested to see where he goes from here and what kind of threat he ultimately poses for the universe at large. But tell me your thoughts on the comment section below. How do you feel about Moro and his powers, and are you enjoying them, or do you feel that they shouldn't be having as much trouble as them, and there's an easy way to get around Moro's ability to absorb energy, because it's just like he's a boosted up version of Yakon, and Goku just managed to overwhelm Yakon, but Moro shows no limit to how much energy he can absorb at this point, because more energy for him just means he gets more of his original power back for the most part. So again, thoughts in the comment section below. If you liked this video, feel free to leave it a like. If you didn't, feel free to give it a dislike and tell me what I did wrong in the comment section below, so I might better myself for future videos. And hey, how about subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you never miss another Dragon Ball Super chapter review when I get around to more chapters, because I am super behind. But whatever. And if you want to find me on social media, feel free to Google Deuce Diz Din. I am everywhere, very much for better or for worse. And until the next episode, just remember, you should always hide your true intentions. Bye-bye.